Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, you know what I mean?
Tom Papa moved away a week and a half ago, and he's back in New York.
Exactly.
So,
Tom, also known as a monumental flop in Los Angeles, has come crawling back with his penis between his legs.
You're missing all the action, Tom. Outside this very building yesterday, a tourist lost a foot.
Lost a foot?
It's on the front page of all the newspapers, and
Apparently.
She was minding her own business, just sitting on a fucking bench eating a hot dog, one of those shitty fucking dirty, greasy New York City dogs.
Dirty water dog?
Dirty water dog.
This story,
and what happened?
It upset me so badly. All I could think of was this girl.
Yeah, it's terrible. Well, I had another story that upset me.
That was also terrible.
Christ. That was that Oklahoma.
That's unbelievable.
Aussie kid that was shot because 3 friggin' savages decided they were bored.
They were bored, so they said, fuck.
Infuriating.
Yeah, they followed him in a car, and they one shot to the back of the head, I guess, right?
Oh, my God.
What's infuriating, though, is that the way the press will report it. We all know, all you can say is pay attention, watch, they don't mention the racial motivation behind it. That's all.
Exactly. Yeah,
but this fucking chick was so upsetting,
this girl.
Wait, so what happened?
It's right on the corner. Right outside our building? Yeah.
Yes.
A cab was having a fucking argument with one of these bicycle messenger guys. And
those guys are aggressive, too.
Yeah.
The messenger guys
decided he was going to pull some move on him and jammed on the gas and cut the wheel, and the taxi just flew over the curb.
He just fucked up.
And hit the woman on a bench.
I took a picture.
Severed her foot right off.
Just sitting there on a bench eating a hot dog?
Her second day in New York, dude. They landed 11:20 or the night before.
From England.
And they had been, like, counting down the days on Instagram till their big New York trip. And fucking, this was her big trip. And, like, their first big day, they're on, like, across from Radio City. And it's just, it's so sad and miserable.
Oh, my God.
It's terrible.
She's on the cover of the Post.
Yeah. Well, there's a...
You never thought that when you were Instagramming?
You always got to find the little golden...
Oh, wow, you have a picture of it?
Yeah, but there's no... By then, she had been moved. 6th Avenue was closed by the time I left.
Jeez.
But, like, imagine your legs sitting on those little rock things outside you. Her one leg was severed below the shin, or I think the shin.
Below the shin is the foot.
I meant below the... Is it below the shin?
It was severed below the sole of her foot.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yes, that was the sidewalk.
Right
below the knee.
And her next one was hanging on by skin. I think they saved the one leg. I think
let me tell you, I've banged my shin on some things. It hurts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, the shin hurts.
A razor scooter? My kids' razor scooters to the shin?
Look at her.
No more pain. No greater pain.
How terrible is that, man?
She's hot.
Just coming here on a little vacation.
Dude, just looking forward to it.
And I'm sure her parents are like, be careful in New York.
But you're right, though. The bike messenger is...
Those guys are assholes,
Those
too.
guys, they just think, like, because no one else follows the dumb bike rules.
Right.
And they just race around and yell at everybody. It's like, no, look, you're a bike in a crazy car culture.
Yep.
Just deal with it.
But cabbies, man, I have a disdain. I hate cab drivers when I'm trying to drive.
Maneuver.
They're constantly in my way, fucking around, not paying attention. There's the thing with the town car drivers and the cabs. The town car drivers, they sit there at lights and do like their paperwork, and then they never see when the light turns green. And I don't, I used to wait, all right, I'll wait a little bit, and then give a tit-tit. The second that light turns green out, and I don't care a cab or anybody, because if it's not a cab, it's somebody that's on their fucking phone at a light.
Yeah.
If you're the first person at the light, sorry, you can't look at the phone, you can't do anything. You're the guy. You got to pay attention to the fucking light.
Right, it's your job.
It's your job now.
Right.
You're going to fuck everyone behind you. So the second that light turns green now, bap, I'm on the horn, laying on it. Bap, 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 bap. No patience for that.
Remember when they kind of cracked down for a minute? The taxi drivers couldn't be on the phone?
They weren't allowed to be on the phone.
Yeah, what happened with that? It's still a law.
It did not last.
It was great, though, because you'd be in the cab, and they had some kind of electrical hookup with the earphone, and it's running down their hair, and you just hear like... It's like,
I'd always be in the back.
They were ventriloquists.
Yeah. Sometimes you go, what?
What?
And they don't even say, I'm on the phone. They just...
But
Oh, that's
but their lips
wacky
wouldn't
language
move because they didn't want to get caught doing that by the cops.
Yeah, all of a sudden he's like,
oh, do I suck a cock? Suck that cock. Yeah, Pope Road cunt, stop the
There's more to the story from the foot thing. Dr. Oz was out there.
Yeah.
Dr. Oz happened to be walking by, yes.
Really?
And he helped in a big way.
By getting TV time?
Yeah, he actually, as she was laying there, gave her a cucumber eye lift, which
smelled her urine, determined there was too much salt in her diet,
and gave her all the rundown of how to cut down on salt.
What a creep.
Dr. Oz, he is a ghoul.
These
really
fucking cabs jump the curb all the time.
Yeah.
In my neighborhood alone, I know of at least three spots.
Yeah.
One that took out a whole fucking bank.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the cabbie, too, in this case, though. When you read how fucking upset he was, he's like, yeah,
what the fuck?
You got to think beforehand.
I know.
Before you're using your vehicle as a weapon against a bicycle.
Right.
Yeah, but you're right. You ever have a bike person cut you off? Like, the cabbie.
Yeah.
The cabbie.
So infuriating.
Yeah, he did something that I wanted to do. Just not jump the curb. But a bike, it's really like a fucking crink over.
Right, exactly.
Well, they're saying
those arrogant guys. Bike lane, bike lane, bike lane.
Well,
bike
they
lane.
have the whistle in their mouth, and they just... They're chirping their way through intersections. You just want to fucking open that door. Bam!
They got his record in the paper, and they're calling it a shady record.
That looked real
Who, the
painful,
taxi guy?
Luther.
Yes.
He's a musician.
Yeah.
Once he was involved in an accident with an injury in Manhattan. Then he was fined $50 once for improper use of a bus lane. This is a shady record. Fined $115 for going 65 miles an hour in a 45-mile-an-hour zone.
Boy.
And then he was fined $50 for making an improper turn in Manhattan.
I kill you, my friend.
It's a lot of
kill you, my friend.
violations.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Some of it was his personal vehicle, too, though.
He once went through a red light.
That's very dangerous.
Fined $125 for not activating his meter on a trip to Newark Airport.
What, really? Do they need to put that? Gives a fuck.
Fined $350 for a stationary traffic violation and for smoking in his cab.
Oh, boy.
Those are non-violations, those last three.
One time spilled coffee on his lap.
Exactly. Chewing gum in class, Doc.
And $100 for a taxi stand violation. What's
He
that?
probably just fucking didn't move up, or he probably jumped the cab in front of the cab to pick up.
Well, that's not a shady. That's pretty much everyone's driving.
Yeah,
record.
that's not that bad.
If you were driving a cab every day in New York,
That's not bad.
That's not
that's
that
an
bad.
impressive record.
It is a war zone out there.
right?
They drive, what, 18 hours a day, go home for 2, and start over again?
Yeah, those guys are worked
You ever
to the
talk to those
bone.
guys?
What, you ever been in one when they're falling asleep?
No, that's
literally.
great.
I've been up for 4 days. I've been up and just like nodding off.
Jerry had a great bit about the cabs years ago when you'd get in a cab and he's like, we wouldn't trust this guy, but it's a cab, so for some reason it's okay.
Right.
And you look out the windshield like it's not really happening, like it's a movie. Right. You're speeding around, dodging in and out, and you're like, oh, there's a good move. That was a good one.
Right. I wouldn't do that with my car.
Right. That's the line.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that with my car.
Oh, I thought you meant the other Jerry.
Oh, which one?
Which one?
I sometimes get into a cab and close the door on my head.
Oh, no.
Blair's cousin.
I thought you meant the other one.
Shepard.
Oh, I didn't see that guy fucking that kid in the ass.
Well, it was just a little horseplay in the back of the cab. I was whipping his hiney with my cock and face. Jerry Shepardini.
Jerry Shepardini. Him too. Yeah.
Jerry Sandusky.
Sandusky.
So what's going to happen with those kids with that fucking Alabama thing?
Who?
Alabama man.
They'll go to prison.
Who cares?
But
They'll have
that's-
it easy in prison.
That's just it. It's like, all right, there's three teens, of course.
What are we talking, 15, 16?
15, 16 and 17.
17, right?
Oklahoma?
Oklahoma. Kids.
There's this guy that was, I guess, 22 years old.
From
He's
Australia.
From Australia. He's here on a baseball scholarship, so he's a productive member of society, I would gather.
He was visiting his girlfriend in that area.
Yeah.
Decided to go for a jog.
A jog.
That's all he was doing.
And then these three
Savages.
They just
fucking animals. Just animals.
Yeah, they decided they were bored, nothing to do,
Saw
so they
him
were going
run
to kill
by.
somebody.
Jeez.
So they saw him run by the house. They got in their car, and shot him in the back as he was just running down jogging.
Just
down the
followed
road.
him and popped him.
And
No
again,
reason.
Not to harp on it, but just watch what fact they leave out. The motivation behind it will be boredom.
Racially motivated.
It'll be boredom.
Boredom.
Right.
It was boredom.
I thought it was a white
fucking
guy.
press.
Yeah. And again, if you, I know this is so cliche at this point to say, but if you reverse the circumstances, and it was 3 white guys in a car, they followed a black kid and shot him in the back.
It'd be front page news everywhere.
Unbelievable for months.
Does the Daily News even cover it? I don't even know if they cover it. The Post has it.
News today.
The Drudge Report is the only one that had black teen shoot white guy. That's right. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, you have to acknowledge it.
Yeah, I mean, we have all these TVs in here, and not one of them.
No, it's
talking about that.
It's an aside story that they're talking about.
They're talking about the murder, but they're not talking about the motivation. They're saying it's boredom.
Right.
I've only seen it on CNN this morning.
No, it was on Fox News.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Because I'm always kind of taking
I think so.
They were bored, and now, but it also brings up the thing of because somebody I get into a lot of debates there on the Twitter about these things. Yeah, you'd never know it.
No, I got to check out your Twitter.
You never know it.
Your Twitter's such a happy place.
It is a very happy place,
Usually
isn't
it really is, right?
Well, Instagram's about cats.
Yes, I love little kittens and racial fucking arguments. That's where I am in life. But no one wants to. They're trying to compare the Trayvon situation with this, and leaving out the part where Trayvon was punching Zimmerman in the face. So you can't equate the two. It's like, oh, he was just walking down the street doing nothing, and he ends up dead. Well, that sounds familiar. It's like, no, it doesn't.
And even if they want to go with that, fair enough. But look at the way, if it's the same thing, why is the press reporting it so differently?
Yeah, you're right. Yes.
What I can't believe is that no one's talking about that they used a burp gun.
The burp gun was used.
Damn, I didn't know that.
The burp gun.
Not one mention in this article I'm reading.
No, they will not mention the race, but like I said, the other way around, this would be the #1 story.
Right.
You'd be seeing this all the way from today till the end of whatever trial happens.
Right.
That is absolute. You would see that. There would be Reverend Al. They'd be talking about how you can't walk around as a black man, and it's very dangerous.
Just walking down the street.
But, the truth of the matter is there's a lot more black on white crime than white on black crime in this country. But no one really wants to address it. When it happens, it's kind of just brushed aside as, it was, it's just something that happens. But when it's white on black violence, even if it's justified, it becomes this racial thing. It's always a racial thing.
You're not being fair. I think you address it for everybody.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think you're taking care of all of us.
Is that it?
Yes. We don't need to address it because you're certainly doing just that.
I do get on my high horse.
I know where you really belong on the back of it. You're a horse's ass.
I got it, Jim.
Well, Jimmy explains further.
Just to be clear.
Yes, just to make sure you
Oh,
caught
that's
that.
what he meant.
I just want to say.
Well, I love it.
But it really, and then you get Australia, the people in Australia,
They're like,
they want
to try to start a boycott.
America.
They should.
Yeah. They want to boycott America until some shit is done.
You know what?
about
Australia
some real
should.
Shit.
They'll blame the guns. I understand
That's what
that.
they've been doing.
But let them do it. But they should boycott this country until this type of shit stops. It's fucking disgusting.
There's such an influx of just this random violence.
2 British tourists that were shot in that black neighborhood. It's like fucking.
And I've heard this too. It's like I hear the argument on Twitter, by the way, where someone will say, "Well, you know what? More white people are killed by other white people."
Sure, absolutely.
And it's like true. You got to look at percentages and whatnot. And more black people are killed by black people. But the number is so disproportionate as it should be percentage wise. And here's the scariest part that people don't realize. And they say, oh, you're paranoid. You have more of a chance of getting killed by another white person than you do a black person. Not exactly true, even though the percentages are there for white people. The randomness of a murder. Usually when white people kill other white people, there's a reason. There was a wife cheating on the husband. There's a killing there. There's a business deal gone awry. There's some kind of a I know you crime thing going on. Right. It's that scary, it can happen anywhere randomness of black on white violence that is the scariest part. Like, you could pretty much know if another white guy is going to kill you because something has been building up and happening. With black on white violence, it's creepy. You just go out for a walk, and there you are, dead man, another fucking dead guy.
I'm watching this.
White guy don't count.
Yeah,
I'm watching this documentary on Mumia Abu-Jamal. I started it last night. And I don't know how to feel about that case yet, because I think there's a lot of shady shit that went with it. But I'm not convinced he didn't do it either.
No, I'm not.
Didn't he? Hasn't he, like, never told his full side of the story?
Yeah.
Like, because you're not allowed to... I mean, I think that there's a lot of bullshit with that trial, though. Like, I almost think he does deserve a new trial. But I think he did it.
I think even with a new trial.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think you're right. But I think that there's some shady shit.
Yeah. It was one of those cause du jour for celebrities for a while.
But literally the judge, and this was overheard by the court stenographer, after day one of the trial, said something like, well, I'm going to help fry that nigger. This is the judge said this.
The Honorable Judge Mumia.
But really, like, it's kind of hard to overlook that and go, I got a fair shot. That's a fucking... That's really bad.
Yeah.
And for the court stenographer to be saying that, it's like, come on.
It also, there are cases.
That's a rough one.
Obviously, there's cases of racism, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's just because there is doesn't necessarily mean he didn't do it. There's, give the guy a fair trial. I have no problem with that.
I'm trying to find, I'm watching it because I'm trying to find why so many people are agreeing with his innocence. Like, they interviewed Noam Chomsky a little bit. He's a smart guy, and there's a lot of what he says is correct. But he's just such a leftist that I think that he's agenda driven too. I think that he'll ignore certain facts just for the greater picture.
There were people defending these three that shot this kid from Australia on Twitter.
Cool.
I mean, there was because they're also black.
What was their defense?
Their defense was they didn't do it.
Oh, right.
Or well, Trayvon got killed, so or how do they know he wasn't doing something? It's a whole big thing where why would you come to these guys' defense just because you're black or just because you're so far left or you want to blame guns? That's the big thing now with this case too, is people that want to talk about it won't talk about the reason for the violence, the fact that young black men are committing violence at incredible rates. They'll say, well, obviously we got to do more about guns. So it becomes the gun. When a white guy or a white Hispanic, as they made up for Zimmerman, shoots a black guy, it's him, and it's race. It's a racist thing, and it's pure race. When black guy shoots white guy or black guy shoots another black guy, it's the gun. It's the gun is the problem. We got to get rid of guns, gun violence. It's never the fact that where is this penchant for violence in these black communities with these young black men? Where is it coming from? What could be done to quell it? Because this we have to have an open conversation. That amounts to bullshit. The gun laws, Chicago, prime example, toughest gun laws in the fucking country, biggest city with gun violence in the country. It's astounding and they're not utilizing the laws that are already in place. You get a lot of these guys that get arrested for murdering somebody with a gun. You'll look at their rap sheet; they will absolutely have prior gun convictions and all illegal. New York, you're caught with an illegal gun, 3 years in jail. 3 fucking years, you're going to fucking prison.
So what are you saying? They don't
fucking use the laws that are in place. It doesn't do you any good to put more gun laws in place that will only put more of a burden on law-abiding legal gun owners. It's better to just enforce the gun laws that are in place, have strict, stringent sentencing for people that do this, and don't let them out of prison or let them out on cheap bail when they have a gun crime. What the fuck are you doing?
Why do we see things, and I mean black and white, we see things so opposite. Like even in this day and age, like what you're saying, people defending him on Twitter, Trayvon got killed, and I'm almost thinking like that's such a quagmire of an argument.
Right,
you can never win, and it's almost like enough black people say this, where it's like it's not just one crazy guy, it's the way you see things from the black point of view, and then we see things a certain way from the white point of view.
Yeah.
And it's fucking we are literally no closer to fucking see, like, we're still split down the middle.
There's a phoniness in this day and age. There's this phoniness of unity that just isn't there. We look at things very differently. And a lot of the discussions I have on Twitter about race, I see black people looking at things in a very society-based, oh, they came from this, they were poor, they, look at the area they lived in, this, and I sit there and go, like, no, I'm seeing it as, here's 3 individuals that are doing something horrible.
Right.
I don't care about where they came from, what they did.
It's not institutional.
Yes, there's something in your brain that determines right from wrong, regardless of what the state determines these laws are. Right. It's basic human nature to feel a certain way after you do something wrong. You know it's wrong. And where is that?
Right.
Like, I don't care how you were brought up, and I'm not talking about the occasional psychopath that has no clue what the fuck right or wrong is. I'm talking generally, people in general. It doesn't matter that you grew up poor or without a father or
there's no rationalization for the actual crime. It's just, this is what you did.
You know that's wrong.
Did you watch that documentary I told you about?
Which one?
Suggested to you. The Interrupters.
No, I haven't seen that.
That was actually really good about black gang violence in Chicago. And it shows a real, it's not a justification or excuse, but it shows these guys, and it shows a lot of these people that you'd see on YouTube and get angry at, like all these fat girls, and the ones you look at and go, oh, fuck you. And, but you really can see like a lot of the fucking pain these people are having. And, I mean, in the documentary,
look, I understand.
I just thought it was an interesting look at it, and it was hard to be angry while I was watching it.
Huh.
It was a well done documentary. And
I understand all that, but having that said, with just knowing right from wrong.
Yeah, I'm not even.
You're missing one point, and I know you'll have an answer to this. One guy's screaming on Twitter right now, going, "Well, because one of the shooters was white."
He wasn't.
I know.
The one shooter isn't white. He's a very light-skinned black, maybe mulatto or something, but he was not.
How much did he win? A lot.
Oh,
a lot of people are thinking that kid was white.
No, he's not. Stop.
Well,
he's not being charged with the murder anyway. He's being charged with driving the vehicle. Whatever. He was still there. Fuck him too.
He was driving. Yeah, fuck him.
He should also be killed.
I mean, I looked at these guys' Vines videos and their Instagram and their the Facebook pages and stuff, and it's all this thug mentality of gang signs and guns and this just pulling cash out of your pockets and talking about killing and bitches and hoes and nigga this and that.
Twerking?
A little twerking.
A little twerking?
Yes,
twerking.
just a little twerking.
Okay, all right then.
But that whole mentality, I think, is very detrimental to the entire black community at this point. And I'm not one to say what art is, as far as, I'm not going to blame rap music. I think, like anything else, it's more a reflection than it is the actual cause of anything.
But if you're celebrating that aspect of the culture,
it's got to be put in perspective. And there is an age limit to put on things. I mean, when you see these little kids, they're like 6 years old with their pants around their ass with little sideways hat.
Hey.
And
his belt fell off.
Or was taken off gently.
They're taking pictures of him like it's adorable that he's looking like a little gangster. And it is adorable, I gotta say. But it's really not doing them any services. And also I get a lot of people that bitch at me because I'm generalizing too much. I'm condemning an entire race of people. And I say I'm never generalizing. I understand that it's a minority of people in that community, but it's a much higher percentage of minority than other communities have, and you have to get mad at those people. Don't get mad at me because I might give a wide berth to fucking 5 black guys walking down the sidewalk, and because I'm profiling because of my own self-preservation instincts. Don't get mad at me for doing that. Get mad at the fact that there are people doing horrible things at a very disproportional rate in the black community. That's why.
Right.
So,
I would kill for people to be just slightly afraid of me as I walk down the street.
You are
that rock?
Man, you know how many people come up and ask for directions or ask me to take pictures with their cell phone?
They're only afraid
money.
They're only afraid when they walk in and they see you standing with a microphone. Like, oh no!
Wow!
Oh no!
Not again!
Oh, this is a different kind of robbery.
You are the perpetual mark.
Oh, I'm like a walking information booth. People are just like coming up and help me and what's it like? And
not an ounce of fear when people walk up to you.
No fear at all. I would kill for people to walk on the other side of the street.
Oh, let's ask that cop for direction. No, let's ask that guy.
Yes. I could have 4 pit bulls with me. They'd still come up to me.
Let's ask Mr. America.
Your puppies.
Excuse me, Mr. America. We'd like to know, where can people find wholesome and goodness?
Oklahoma City wants in badly right now.
Huh?
Jeff in Oklahoma City, go ahead.
Hey, guys, man. Y'all are awesome. Norton, Opie, Anthony, I listen to you guys all the time.
Thank you.
Rock. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes,
sir. How
let's
are
go,
you?
brother.
Hey, anyways, I live in Oklahoma City, man. I was just going to talk to you guys about some of the local headlines down here. They're saying exactly the opposite. You know, they're trying to definitely say it's not racially motivated, and it is out of boredom, which doesn't make any sense. It's constantly a double standard, exactly like you guys say.
In the media, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. In the
The
media.
cops will. By the way, the cops will arrest these. They'll go to jail for the rest of. In the judicial system, they're treated very harshly. No one is saying that they're not treated harshly or they're not punished.
Or there won't be this, and I don't consider it justice. But I hear about that on Twitter too. People like, well, they arrested them, so there is justice. It's like, no, you know what? Justice is the kid being able to jog and go home to his girlfriend and live out the rest of his life. That's a just thing that should have happened. Just because they arrest the people doesn't mean that, now it's okay. We got the bad guys. It's got to stop happening at this rate.
Right. It has to be part of the conversation.
Right, yeah.
I agree with you guys. And to me, it seems like it goes back to a product of their environment. I mean, as kids, at some point, you got to blame the parents for not trying to raise them better, teach them better. But if they're dirt poor and they come from nothing, I guess that's all they want to turn to is a gangbanger lifestyle or trying to fit in.
I don't know. You know what? There are plenty of poor people in this country.
And we need to get rid of them.
Hey, but the other thing also, again, I don't know if it's touched about it nationally, but, you know, there's all kinds of threats going on at Duncan High School. So they've given the parents the option to keep their kids out of school. I guess it's supposed to be some kind of retaliation for what happened. But, yeah, again, really, there's no sense in it, man. It's terrible. You can't jog down the road without getting shot in the back, you know, and left for dead. It's
what kind of threats on the high school?
They're just saying retaliation threats. They've made some shooting references and things like that. And there's extra security, but definitely for sure the parents are allowed to remove their kids without any kind of repercussions.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and the other thing, you know, Duncan is a quiet ass town. It's not like Oklahoma City. Some parts of it are really bad, you know, like the projects and stuff, but.
Here's my take on the poverty issue as far as the violence goes. Also, I've been told many times, you know, there are a lot more poor white people in this country than poor black people. Again, true. You got to look at the numbers. There's a lot more white people than black people. And there are very impoverished white people in this country. What I don't see is this group violence mentality that goes along with the excuse that, well, because they're poor, that's why they're acting like this.
Sure.
I don't see thousands of videos of groups of white people beating the shit out of other people. I just don't see it. I mean,
well, you do, but they're in black and white.
Oh, is that it?
When white people do it, let's be honest, it gets done properly. You know, you don't see many videos either of black people fucking hustling Jews into mass graves.
I hear you. I think I was talking more of a lower scale, like the impoverished white people.
No, look, I understand. I've seen the 7-Eleven, let's go steal some Twinkie and punch the the guy on the way out videos, too. But it's kind of hard to look past Zyklon B in the fucking showers.
All we do is go to 7-Eleven and wallow some beer and run the fuck out. That's all we do. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. I used to go on bun runs as a kid. You'd wait until
By that,
the
you mean put your
bakeries.
face in the pillow and open your asshole.
Watch what runs out of it later. Oh, God damn.
How the hell can I figure out where Norton's going to come play next? You ever come close to Dallas, Texas, or?
Yeah, I don't have any. I don't have any dates on the books at all. I've just been working out new material, dude. So I'll be on the road probably again by October. I've literally taken like 2.5 months without doing road gigs, and I haven't done that in years, just to relax and enjoy the summer and work on new jokes.
Look at you.
Nice.
There you
What
go.
are some of your new jokes?
I'm doing this very funny thing, right? They talk about Paula Deen. I go, what the hell was she eating? Too much butter?
That's a good one.
It's very topical.
I talk about Anthony Weiner. I'm like, don't get a text message from this guy.
He's dangerous.
Yeah.
Do you ever go up on stage just
right,
with the
Jeff, thank you.
newspaper?
I do. I'll walk up and I'll say something about, oh, that's a little too harsh.
You just take a newspaper up with you?
Hey, what's with this A-Rod? Looks like he's not breaking any home run records.
This is all good stuff. Don't burn it here on,
Oh, God.
on the radio.
I'll say he's about as popular as a lead balloon.
Oh, you are well rested from the summer.
Damn.
Oh, I'm going up there like a firecracker.
Wow.
Look at
very
this
topical.
Australian chased by 3 animals. The press won't report it.
Oh, that's cut now.
Oh, don't get me wrong. They stole bullets. He stole bullets from these innocent young men.
You do anything on the Kardashians?
Oh, my God, I'm saying, what's with her and Kanye? What a weird name. Oh, boy.
You're going to have another special in no time.
I know. They ought to go out with Jay-Z and Beyonce and have like a powerful foursome hangout or something.
Wow. You doing anything on the new baby over in England?
I sure am. I'm like, I hope
baby.
it doesn't look like that one retard. I hope she cheated like the dead mother-in-law.
Oh. That's a clever one.
They're saying that cunt was murdered in a tunnel. I don't know how true or false that is. Wouldn't surprise me a bit. Those bit of fucking inbreds.
Ooh.
Controversial.
Whoa, William's balding, and Harry's got a full head of hair. You know, she was taking cum from multiple sources.
Wow.
I heard that big-eared incest survivor was embarrassed. She was taking unclipped Dodie Fayez cock.
Wow.
This is crazy.
Do you do anything on Lady Gaga coming out?
Oh,
with a new
boy,
album?
what about her new song, Katy Perry, marching up the charts?
And they got everything. Pop culture, the news,
Wow.
hard-hitting news.
Right from the headlines.
Yeah.
From the headlines.
Katy Perry and Lady Gaga's #2, and that's what they're saying about her parents' restaurant. That it's shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
People are saying they'd rather eat marmalade out of a cadaver cunt.
Wow.
It's getting edgier and edgier.
It really is.
Start off on nice.
Started off kind of nice.
Kind of nice. Family
lulled
friendly.
us into a false sense of security. I was going to bring my kids to go see it.
Well, you should. I'll watch them.
Okay. All right.
boy.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
jeez.
Oh, my
Tom
God.
Papa, it was a
green room.
pleasure.
Tom
Good to
is
see you
great.
guys.
We got
Love
a
having
meeting
Tom.
waiting for us, so we got to get the hell out of here.
Oh,
You're gonna
no.
you're going to be in Cleveland very soon.
Yeah, I'm going to Cleveland Hilarities. I'm coming, people. I'm coming.
TomPapa.com. And if you're in L.A., say hi to Tom, I guess.
Yeah, come out.
Yes.
I'll be on Hollywood Boulevard.
Hollywood
Dressed
Boulevard.
as Elmo.
Yeah, exactly.
Helping people with
If you see a
directions.
Darth Vader with what looks like 2 Darth Vader helmets fucking taped together, that's probably Tom Papa. Or go to tompapa.com for all information concerning Tom Papa.
You guys wait until I get my new headshot.
Really fast, is there something wrong with Audible.com? I'm getting a lot of complaints.
Oh, a lot of complaints.
That the shows aren't up there?
It'll be up today.
Okay, it's all good?
E-Rock comment?
All right,
No?
we heard you. We saw your tweets. We'll figure out the Audible thing today. All right, good. Jimmy's big comedy special this Friday
Yeah,
on Epics.
baby.
EpicsHD.com if you don't get Epics on your cable provider.
And my
watch it
advice
right
show
on
is
your
today,
computer.
too. I'm doing it
Yes.
as well today.
Yes.
In a few minutes.
So if you need any help, call up you fucking zilchers.
And then lots to do. We got Patrice's new album unreleased for digital downloads now on iTunes.
Getting rave reviews on Twitter from people that have already downloaded it, yeah.
And then our 15th podcast, the Opie and Anthony podcast. We're doing Mondo Topless this week.
Seems like we had just done 14, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Oh.
It sure does.
No, he's not talking about the same thing we are.